Hi guys, I'm doing a quick comparison between the turret clicks on the Vortex Razor Gen 2 4.5 to 27 by 56, Athlon Helos BTR 6 to 24 by 50, Athlon Argos BTR 6 to 24 by 50, and the primary arms 4 to 14 by 44. I'll run through each of them individually real quick and then briefly say my thoughts. Okay, first real quick, the primary arms. There's really no tactile bumps. There's just clicks. It's very, very mushy, and without any tactile bumps, aside from the clicks, there's nothing preventing you from sitting halfway between any and all of these clicks. The windage and elevation are pretty consistent with each other. Both feel the same. So the Vortex is kind of a benchmark, really just including it because folks can get their hands on one at a store and feel it, and you can also may have already felt one yourself, so you can have a point of reference. The clicks are actually not as loud as on the Helos, but they're very, very tactile and they're well spaced, and enough has been said out there about the turrets here. So this guy surprised me. I bought this after I bought the Argos, the Helos BTR, and the clicks are very loud, very distinct, and very tactile. You can really feel a distinct bump between each, and they spin quite nice. They lock up and down quite positively. And I have a 20 MOA mount on here, and with it zeroed for 75 grain Sierra Match King, I can't go more than one revolution down, so in a sense I have somewhat of a zero stop. So that was a nice surprise. With the Razor, you have a half a mil zero stop. So on the Argos, my windage and elevation turret are different. So that actually might mean that this isn't entirely valid test. If maybe this guy needs to go back. People have asked about whether we've taken it apart and cleaned the grease out and replaced it. I did do that. I didn't find there was actually that much in there, certainly not excessive grease, but I cleaned them both out as per those threads out there. online, and so the grease and O-ring situation between these windage and elevation turrets is exactly the same. The clicks are much more distinct than on the primary arms scope, even though the turrets look pretty similar. You might even think they come from the same factory, but they feel very different. So they are pretty tactile. They're not as noisy as the Helos. I mean, that's really nice. And my windage knob is really pretty clicky. So let's look at these guys. Still louder, more tactile here. The knob's bigger. I like the knurling better. So if both of these were exactly the same, I'd probably like the scope more. I still might keep it around. On these scopes in general, I would say that having the parallax go down to a really short distance is a real advantage, both for dry fire practice. You don't have to buy one of those IOTA devices. You can practice across your living room, and also if you're doing 22 matches with close range, these can be having the short parallax available is really good. I will say the parallax adjustment on this Helos is pretty difficult to spin. That's not really a problem for me. It is easier on this one, and so it's actually easiest, a little harder, and the most difficult over here. But I'm not spinning these around quickly. I'm not too worried about it. That's about it. If you have any more questions, let me know. I hope this helped.